Hello, hello. Let's see if we're live. I think we are. I hope y'all can hear me. Melissa, will you comment if you can hear me and all is well? Once I know that I'm good, because I'm definitely struggling with some technical difficulties. Once I know all is well, then we are going to get started. I am so excited. Let's see. Okay, we're good? Does that mean we're good? Okay, sweet. So in just a minute, I'm going to attempt to share my screen with an amazing, I think it's awesome presentation. And I'm saying it's amazing because going through it made me reach a new level of understanding, of course, as breaking down anything does. So I'm so excited to share it with y'all. And we're really going to try to keep this simple. So you know what? Since I put it all in presentation, let me go ahead and see if I can make this work. I'm going to share my screen to, let's see if it works. Can I move that? Let's see if you've got it. We are looking for our, I'm just going to assume it's going to work. And if it doesn't, then I'll shut it down. So this is our cute little friend here. The, is that going to work? Oh man, y'all, hold on. How? Oh, I see. Oh, okay, good. This is my first time doing this part. So, okay, awesome. I see it's working. All right, so here's our sweet little friend. Look at our cute little squirrel there. And he has bitten off more than he can chew. So the first thing I want to do is help you guys understand at least what my goal is for this challenge. Your goals are your goals, and we want to help you get there no matter what. But what this is for me, what my vision is bigger than even just these 30 days. I want to continue bridging the gap, putting the pieces together on the entire health journey that I've been on the past 15 or 16 years. So I love that. I know I'm kind of small up here, but that is what really struck me when I read this book. So I'll recap back at the end, but let me dive right into the presentation here. So why do I have here, don't bite off more than you can chew? Well, the reason why, I want to really challenge y'all to, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, chew on the meat and spit out the bones. There is going to be a ton of information coming into this group, coming into this challenge. And really, normally I might hold back from that because I don't want to overwhelm or it's just too much. But this one, we're just going to let it all hang out. And I want to challenge you to take what you can, use it, implement it, run with it. And if there's something that you just miss or can't handle or that's too much, don't worry about it. So I want to challenge you to really put a tough mental state, challenge yourself where you can be challenged. Remember that one small change is really what we're after, then another one, then another one. So just don't bite off more than you can chew, okay? I don't want you to hear any of this stuff and go, oh my goodness, this is too much. That is my fear, but I also don't want to hold anything back. So let's just do this, okay? So what are we going to do? There are 7 super genes that our lifestyle can control. Those are the 7 genes that Dr. Ben Lynch has chosen. Now, we cannot change our eye color genetically. We cannot undo the graying of our hair. There's certain genetic factors that we have zilch control over. But there are 7 super genes. They're called super because the impact they have on our life is so big. And they are directly influenced by our lifestyle. So these are ones that we actually can change. And so those are the 7 that are in the book. And those are the 7 that we are going to learn about through this challenge. So hopefully some of you have, in the file section, there was a checklist put in about a week ago. This is a checklist. It's very simple. It's giving you 5 questions for each of those 7 genes. And I want you to, honestly, if you haven't, maybe stop right now and go and do it. If you score a 2 or more in any of those genes, that means it is acting dirty. This is a good time to tell you, we're going to refer to dirty genes and clean genes. And of course, you know, we want our genes to act clean. Some of them are acting dirty. So we want to I want each of you to find out, because everybody's going to be different. If you score a 2 or a more in one of the 5 question sections, I want you to jot it on a Post-it, put it on your phone, whatever. I want you to have it memorize, put it somewhere where you can have it memorized. I know that I am MTHFR, I am COMT fast, I believe I'm PEMT, and maybe NOS3. Okay, I have to revisit that as well, but I want you to know that because we're going to touch on all 7, and not everything is going to apply to you, but a lot of things are regardless. So we'll dive into that, but I want you to know which ones are acting dirty right now in your life. Then go ahead and print out the bingo board. I am so excited. I was trying to think of a way that we could actually nail down this challenge, and I love these bingo boards. And I do have a prize. I didn't grab it. It's over there. I have an extra book, a Dirty Genes book, and whoever completes the bingo board at the end, we'll have you upload a JPEG, just snap a picture with your phone, upload it, and we'll do a drawing. So it's not a huge prize. The prize in this is going to be the knowledge that you earn. So print out the bingo board. Also want to let you know, if you are strictly weight loss, if that is your main goal, I want you to participate in this and stay in here and make this a thing, but also know that the majority of the weight loss driven challenges are taking place in the MOVE group. I think everybody in here is also in the MOVE group. So understand the goal of this is to have weight loss as a result of getting healthy, but this is really going to be a high level, but made to be very easy educational course on what all of this epigenetic stuff is. And as y'all know, you're going to learn alongside of me. I am no expert. I just regurgitate what I'm learning because it's cool and it's connecting some cool dots. Okay, so get your checklist done, print your bingo board out, then start this back up. What is this? The tale of 2 mice. This is actually what started the whole thing for Dr. Ben Lynch. He was watching TV one night and he saw this just pop up as a documentary, and he said he sat up, he threw his hands on the counter, and he was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. And here's what it is. Look at those 2 mice. Now they look pretty different. Well, you might be surprised to learn they were actually, they are genetically identical. Yep. Both from a strain that had a high potential for obesity, heart disease, and cancer. So you could say they got, they got pretty raw end of the genetically. But here's what happened. Inside the womb, the, we'll just call them the healthy mouse and the unhealthy mouse. One that you see that looks leaner was actually given some nutrients to help its body methylate. So in the womb, nutrients were already started with the healthier, with the non-obese mouse here to help its body methylate. That is now considered the X factor in this groundbreaking study that really started a lot of this, not just for Dr. Lynch, but in general with science. So they determined there's this X factor, there's this thing that can actually change someone's genetics. So in this example, both mice were born with dirty genes, yet one is manifesting as dirty and one is acting clean. Now you know where we're headed, right? All right, so let's jump right into methylation. Now, so we had those 7 genes, right? It was MTHFR and then all the others. Why do we hear the most about MTHFR? Why is it the first of the 7? I am now going to challenge you right now. I want each of you to assume you have MTHFR. What? Okay. Some of you have had a genetic test, right? Some of you have taken IDLife's DNA test. Some of you haven't. Some of you may be sitting there right now going, no, I didn't get, I was standard in that. I don't have it. For the sake of this, I want you to stop and think that you do. And you are going to see why in just a minute. So MTHFR is the starting engine of methylation, but methylation is what I want to talk about first. Methylation is one of the most important processes of our body, okay? Like for real, it is up there. And I was trying to think, I was talking to my friend, I forget, it was Kate or Melissa, about what is a good analogy. And I was thinking, but anyway, I have, and I ran across one in the book and I was like, that's perfect. I want you to think about methylation as an irrigation system. I might have jumped ahead of myself there. Every moment of every day, this is Methylation Momma, okay? This is Methylation Momma. Every moment of every day, your genes are giving instructions to over 200 processes in your body. So, I don't know, maybe if you have heard this or not, but think of it this way. Your genes are literally the instruction manuals, right? Your genes give instructions to your cells for your cells to do certain things. So the genes are the rules. The cells carry out the rules. We get the result, okay? So every moment of every day, like right now, my genes are telling my body what to do. And so every gene in every cell is regulated by methylation, because methylation is the process that tells genes to turn on or off, okay? A gene is either on or it's off. And some should be on and they're not, and some should be off and they're not. It goes both ways. So methylation is the process that wakes everything up. Here's the only really sciencey thing that we're going to look at. Here's what methylation actually is. For my science nerds out there, this will make so much sense. I want you to look at that atom, whatever, on the left, and the one that says cytosine at the bottom, okay? That is a non-methylated cytosine. What happened in the methylation process, these cells are given a carbon atom. So go from there over to the other, and you see the little red king's crown over the carbon. And if you look closely, that hydrogen and that carbon are really all that's changed there from the other. So also, okay, so what happened is we had that cytosine cell, and it was methylated by being given the extra carbon and hydrogen. Also want you to take note on the bottom. Cytosine, 5-methylcytosine, okay? That's gonna come up a lot. So notice what happened. When it got methylated, its name changed to 5-methyl, whatever it was, okay? That's what methylation does. And this process can be done to genes, enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, and vitamins. I'm gonna tell you right now, what made me wanna say that about the name is when it comes to B12, cobalamin is the synthetic form of B12. Your body has to turn it into methylcobalamin to be used. I've always known that, but I had no clue what I was talking about until now. So here's what we're talking about, is adding a carbon, methylating something so it can go to work. All right. So here's the analogy. I want you to think as your methylation as an irrigation system on a giant crop, okay? That is the best analogy because it is needed. It needs to run throughout, run systematically, run without clogs, and everything dies without it. So the methylation process runs through all the processes in your body. And if any part of it is blocked, now here's where it can make sense, because let's say blockages come up in irrigation systems, it's going to look different for one farm than another. So when blockages begin, based on the environment it's in, different things can happen, right? So keeping that water flowing at full speed is what's going to happen to make sure that we ensure that this thing runs smoothly. You get a little clog over here, a little dirt clot over there. Make sure that's not somebody telling me something's wrong. Then, science nerd, you know, who knows what can go wrong, but we can say this: we want a fully functioning, full speed ahead system, methylating, watering our entire garden. So that's going to be our analogy here. Our body is a garden and we need that irrigation system known as methylation. So when the methylation process fails, a gene is turned off when it should be on, and vice versa. A good real world example are white blood cells and cancer cells. When white blood cells turn off and cancer cells turn on, we don't want that, right? We would love to be able to go, whoop, let's undo that. Let's turn that cancer cell off and turn those white blood cells back on, okay? I hope this is making sense. So Methylation Momma says, turn those genes on. She's like, get up, you teenagers. You're too slow. So where does MTHFR come in? MTHFR is a gene, and guess what? It is what starts the whole methylation process. It's the alarm clock that's getting used to get the whole thing going. So you understand now how important it is to methylate. Now you're going to understand why having a functioning MTHFR gene that can do its job is so crazy important. So get that analogy in your head right there. That MTHFR is that alarm clock, okay? You could also think of it as the nozzle that turns on, you know, from the house that turns on the water. that shoots it off through our entire irrigation system, either or. All right, whoop, did I skip one? Okay, no, here we go. All right, so so let's assume right now no one's had a DNA test. And even like I said, even if you did have one and it came up that it was non-mutation, I want you to pretend you didn't have that. I want you to listen to this as if you never had that information. So we're now talking about MTHFR. That's why we're looking at whether this is dripping or not. These symptoms of a dirty MTHFR are actually more of a real situation to let you know if you have an MTHFR that's acting dirty or not. Because remember, just like the mice, it could be born 100% clean and acting dirty your whole life, right? Or it could be born 100% dirty and acting clean based on your lifestyle. And that is so awesome, because someone like me, it's born as dirty as it can get. And if we didn't have the chance to impact this with life, I'd be one miserable person. But so check this out. How about these symptoms? These are symptoms that can indicate for you that you have a MTHFR gene that's acting dirty, regardless of what how you were born. So brain fog. Can I get an amen? Is that not everybody? Every freaking body? Irritability. My husband and I have been laughing because we've been reading this together, and it's something about an MTHFR person is like one day they can be like so amazing, and the next day they're a little bit irritable, and there's mood swings, and they also have like a temper that could just kind of pop, but then they recover quickly. So that's kind of funny. Headaches, insomnia, anxiety and depression, sensitive to chemicals, and a hair trigger temper. Now this is, I just picked some good ones out of 2 pages. There's 2 pages in here about these. So again, I want you to get this book, go hop on and buy it. So these are some symptoms. So let me stop there and say, I want us as a group to start kind of loving our symptoms. Love your symptoms, even if they're negative. Think about it. You have this body and something's going wrong. How else is it going to tell you that something's going wrong? The last thing it wants you to do is go take it and just say, I guess I'll just do this every day, or go take some sort of medication. I am not 100% dogging that, but think of that. This is our body's way of going, hello, your irrigation system is totally blocked. And all I can do is, hey, I'm not going to let you go to sleep all night, right? It might be insomnia. Start thinking of symptoms as your friends. They're your messengers. It's like the Pony Express from your body. And really start, now we can actually tune into our body. I have heard that my whole life. You need to listen to your body, listen to your body. And I was always like, well, that sounds really good, but I have no clue how or what it's saying. Now we do. It's one of the aha moments that have made me fall in love with all of this. So, all right, there you go. So here's how serious this is. If you have a dirty MTHFR, born or not, doesn't matter, and we don't take care of it, we don't clean it up, look at all that are down that road. Alzheimer's, asthma, autism, autoimmune diseases. There's tons in there. All your thyroid issues, right? Your lupus, all of those things, they pinpoint or for a reason, but it's truly due for methylation. That is at the root cause. Bipolar disorder, listed like 10 different ones. I was like, okay, I'll just put cancer. Chronic fatigue, constantly tired. There's your brain fog, fibromyalgia, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, all your gut stuff. I put IBS, has a lot of gut stuff. There's probably a whole book on that line item right there. Migraines with aura, I thought was interesting. I've heard a lot about that recently, and I need to look that up, but I thought I'd put that in there. It might speak to someone in here. Multiple MS, Parkinson's, stroke, schizophrenia, thyroid issues. Thyroid and MTHFR are basically in the same family. So if that doesn't let you know that we need to take this serious and give a hallelujah for the fact that we actually get to change it, then I don't know what. That to me is it. I couldn't hear a bigger message of hope that we can actually affect our destiny when it comes to health, regardless of our genetic makeup in certain areas. That to me is just a miracle. I love it. All right, Methylation Mama. What makes our MTHFR dirty? So Dr. Ben Lynch likes these 6 things. Of course, I think there's more, but he's like, this is it. These are them. So here we go. An MTHFR, remember, that's the starting point. That's the nozzle, okay? That's the alarm clock. That's the nozzle that starts the irrigation system. The irrigation system is methylation, okay? The first thing, and I'm going to get to this more in the next slide, but it has to have the right form of folate to start that, okay? MTHFR cannot do its job of being the nozzle that turns on unless it has the right folate. No right folate, no turning on, okay? You get that? That's why number one, what makes an MTHFR act dirty is inadequate methylfolate, B12 or B2, okay? I think number two is kind of a restatement of number one, but we'll see as we dive deeper into it. Folic acid. If you are still consuming folic acid, regardless of if you think you have this or not, stop right now. Don't take another one. Don't eat another thing that has it in it, and I mean it, okay? It is more dangerous than we know. Every time I read about it, it's another layer of something else. Let's make sure that let me jot this down. I hope I have a slide about that really explains it. If not, I'll do it at the end. So folic acid is not just like, oh, if you have MTHFR, you can't turn it into folate. It's worse than that, okay? So stop. Exposure to chemicals. If you are constantly exposed to chemicals, that can dirty up your MTHFR. That can be your Clorox cleanup under your sink. That might be the aluminum in your deodorant. That might be your job at work. I mean, who knows? We are inundated with toxic chemicals all day long. That you could be doing everything else right. That in itself, boom, might flip that MTHFR the wrong way. Psychological and physical stress. Oh, I love that because I love things that scientifically show how important it is for stress reduction and sleep. And hypothyroidism. Again, thyroidism, hypo and hyper, but this says specifically hypo and MTHFR. They're like best of kin. All right, so here is our 5-petal approach that we are going to use for this entire challenge. We're going to address 5 things. How do we water our garden? How do we clean up a dirty MTHFR and poor methylation? And let me go ahead and tell you, all the other 7 we're going to address with these same 5 things. So this is our snapshot. This is it. This is us. This is what we're doing. So these 5 areas are what we're doing. So food, okay, exercise, supplementation, sleep and stress, and detox. Some of y'all have heard us talk about the 5 pillars of health before. This is similar, except for detox is added in, which I love because it's more important than I ever knew. Okay, so let's go through those 5. Remember, right now we're specifically honing in on MTHFR. Okay, so leafy greens. They are so good for you. Sorry, hold on. I'm looking to see any comments that I need to comment on. Okay. All right, green. Think green. Green garden, green foods. I mean, it's just green. God made our green foods to be full of folate. Maybe that's why we're supposed to eat a salad before dinner. Folate turns on the MTHFR, which turns on the whole irrigation system for our entire body. We die without it. Oh my goodness. So if it's green, love on it. And it's not just green. We got spinach. We got, there were several different categories in the book that's talking about different nutrients that MTHFR needs to get cleaned up, riboflavin, B2, B12. So I pulled some items from each of those areas, but this is an amazing snapshot of what those are. So everything green, spinach, mushrooms, almond, wild salmon. When we're gonna, when it comes to toxins, we need to learn about fish that are toxic, and wild salmon is clean, farm raised. Here's going to be one of those. There's going to be a lot of things I say in here that might ruffle some feathers or make you think like, oh gosh, I can't do that. It's too expensive. We're not going to worry about all that. We're just going to digest the truth and then figure as we go together. Okay. The truth is farm-raised food farm-made fish, you should not be eating it, even if it's pretty old salmon. So wild salmon is what we want. Eggs are your friend. Eat the yellow, 2 a day. Beans, peas, lentils, squash, red meat. I got salmon on here twice. Broccoli, nuts and seeds, fish, good fish, avocados, and whole grains. Okay, that's food. Petal number 1. Let's see. Melissa, if you have any questions or anybody has questions, I will just go back at the end and check, okay? All right, exercise. We got to move our bodies 30 minutes a day. And really, for the sake of this, it's what you want it to be. Okay, just get that blood moving, get the oxygen pumping. It is going to help with detoxification. It is going to help with stress release, with sleep, and all the things that are going to help us clean up our MTHFR is going to be helped with 30 minutes a day. It could literally just maybe do your own 10,000 steps challenge, do gardening, yoga, games with your children, games by yourself, jumping rope, dancing, just be silly in your kitchen while you're cooking, right? Jogging plays, biking, swimming, active, whatever, have fun. And if you need to schedule it in, schedule it in. If it means you got to go stop after work, go on your lunch break, walk around the building during lunch, just figure out a way to sneak it into your crazy busy life. Okay, so we've got food, we've done exercise. Now, supplementation. So we're going to talk about that because that gets a little technical. You need to have your folate. You have to have your 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. Okay, I need to post that in here. But here's a big moment. And the reason I put this picture on here is because I wanted to not forget to touch on this right now. Once again, we are going to say things in this challenge that you may never have heard and you may think sounds like downright hogwash, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you, but every loud voice out there that's talking about nutrition is not singing from the same playbook when it comes to goals, okay? Where we're coming from in this challenge is we want to clean up our genes as much as we can. Don't bite off more than you can chew, right? But I gotta be honest with you. There's just some governmental influence. I'm not saying they're all big and nasty or whatever, but I don't agree with their logic behind let's put fluoride in the water. Let's put folic acid in every stinking thing we can get our hands on. I believe a lot of that comes from an assumption that we are not as individuals capable to make our own decisions because we don't need that because we're gonna eat our greens. So we don't need them injecting, basically taking all the, sorry, here I go. They're taking all the nutrients. Flour. Government urge to fortify flour with folic acid to prevent birth defects. Well, let me tell you right now, if you have MTHFR, the addition of folic acid is actually going to increase your risk of birth defects. So there's the first problem with that. Secondly, that flour shouldn't need to be fortified if they hadn't pulled all the nutrients out of it and left it as nothing but just this powder that then they start adding back what they think we should have, and it's the synthetic version. Oh, you'll begin to see these parallels all throughout. So be diligent, go through everything in your kitchen. If it has folic acid, just get rid of it, okay? What you're gonna find too is it is going to leave you with a much healthier kitchen than before. And that is because folic acid is one of the items that get fortified. So not just with flour, but so many things have the same situation. So many cereals have, let's pull out, it's basically nutrient neutral, and then they fortify it. And unfortunately, I don't know why our doctors don't get this. It should not be folic acid, it should be folate. 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. Okay, I so should know that. 100%. I think I'm right. I think that's it. Okay, so supplements. So we want to make sure that you're getting the right folate, the right B12, the right B2. We're going to go into that. Okay, but this is not a pill for an ill situation. This is not going to be, oh, I think my MTHFR is acting dirty. I'm going to supplement with folate. Well, guess what? There's several things that can go wrong there. If you haven't eliminated, this is what I'm going to talk about. Okay. The other thing that I've learned that folic acid does bad is, yes, it looks very similar to folate, so much so that our body thinks it's folate. So, there's receptors. So let's say this is a little receptor guy sitting there waiting to get a folate. Maybe it wants to start, it's going to start the methylation process. They're like, I need my little folate. I need my little folate. Here comes the folic acid, clogs up the receptor. But guess what? It's not folate. So it can't go down. It can't. But guess what? Now the receptor is blocked. You're like kicking butt and you go eat a big bowl of spinach and along comes the folate that it wants. It can't use it anymore because your folic acid is blocking the receptor. So it's not just that folic acid can't turn to folate. It's not just that folic acid is is a toxin. It's that folic acid actually will prevent your body from getting the folate that you're getting from the right way, your food. Quit folic acid right now. Choline is awesome. Choline is your friend. Choline is found in eggs. Choline is necessary for the cell membrane, which the membrane actually determines what you absorb in nutrients and what waste can leave the cell. Huge phosphatidylcholine. I didn't put that on there. Same sort of thing. We're going to get into that more with PEMT and GSX, I think. But anyway, and electrolytes. That's a big deal. So if any of y'all have some hydrate, drink one a day. Even if you don't really think about it, do it. It's actually helping with your MTHFR, okay? So we've got what? We've done food, exercise, supplements. What is this? I can't see because of my little face right there. What does that say? Why is that right like that? Okay, there we go. All right, sorry. So I believe that is going to be detox. Okay, detox. So the methylation process facilitates detoxification in your body. I heard a good analogy like, I mean, just picture like a bus driving through like a rainforest with mud and just all this stuff flying on it, and it's just like getting bombarded, like boom, 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 boom. At the same time, it's air filters clogged. And I mean, that's like the world that we live in. So I don't care what you do, you're going to ever be able to live toxin free. Did you know there is BPA on the residue of a receipt that you get at the grocery store has petroleum on it. When you sit in your car, you are breathing in toxins. Actually, they say the air inside our homes is worse than the air outside. And we haven't even, that's not even talking about, look at the last 10 ingredients in your shampoo, or what kind of water filter are you using, if at all. And if you're just grabbing Dasani waters all the time that were hot on the truck when they came to the grocery store before they got, I mean, we are inundated. So just know that the more effort that you do to get rid of one you can control is going to help you fight that battle of just getting all day on things we can't control. Okay, so toxins, folic acid, plastics, nonstick pans, I know, air fresheners, scented products. Okay, maybe it is worth that extra $1 for that soy candle with oil, essential oils. Anything that ends in "side," right? Pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, the phthalates. So we want to do things that increase our capacity to sweat, pee, poop, breathe, and sleep. When you sleep is when your brain detoxes. Your brain only detoxes in REM sleep. If you don't get enough REM sleep, your brain gets to detox and it ends up looking like a hoarding show on light or whatever channel that is, because you never got to clean it out. That's how important sleep is. Okay, so you saw we have the bingo board, right? There's lots of cool stuff on here, but this is actually my favorite. I want y'all to find one item a week to eliminate from your life for good. And it's not going to be hard because there's probably about 5,000 to choose from. I got just as many around. So an example could be, and we will be doing a whole thing on that, but maybe it is switching to the organic strawberries. Okay. Maybe it is getting that water. It is changing out that deodorant or getting the, whatever. But there is a square on here that says eliminated one source of toxins in my life for week 1. Eliminated a source of toxins in my life for week 2. So I hope that at the end of this challenge, you've had 4 toxic things in your life removed for good and replaced with something non-toxic. That just makes me so excited. And the other squares here are filled with things of our 5 petals: the food, the supplements, the exercise, the detox, the sleep, and stress. I'll visit that again at the end. All right, so here's the last one: sleep and stress. So big deal, huge deal. Bedtime. You need to have a time. You may not make it perfect all the time, just like everything in life, but you need to set yourself a standard. If sleep is not up there with you right now as important as food and exercise when it comes to your health and wellness, let this be the end of that. It's that important. I actually have a timer, a thing go off on my phone that says go to bed. Now, usually that's, I think, at 9:15 because I want to be laying down at 9:30. So usually that I might already be doing things, but if for some reason myself go late or I'm doing a talk at night or something, I don't know. It reminds me like, hey, this is important. Okay. You're not okay to just be like, I'm going to do midnight tonight and work till midnight and sleep. No. So, because I have to get up at 6 no matter what. That's the time the kids get up. So bedtime, that important. Relaxation, so important. Yoga, breathing, meditating. There's 4 squares on here too. We're going to talk about meditation. That's been a big help to me for staying stress less in times that recently I could have been more stressed than normal. Mindfulness, stretching, all of that. Okay, y'all, this is not frou-frou. This is needed. Stress itself, you could go from a completely clean MTHFR going through a stressful situation that you don't properly handle and come out of it. That in itself can cause your MTHFR to act dirty. That one thing. Okay, I know I said that earlier, but that just strikes me as like, it's huge. All right, so where are we? Okay, so there's the wrap up, I believe. So let me just revisit. Whoops. Let's go back to here. Revisit this screen, which was don't bite off more than you can chew. Hopefully that fired you up. Hopefully that made you like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want you to. What I don't want you to do is get overwhelmed and go, this is just too much. You know, it was challenging enough to figure out how to take this book and put it in a challenge. If you were to do this or do half of this, you will be like so far ahead of the game from where, say, you would have been had we not done this challenge. All right. And remember, all of you that want to win the prizes and you do the launch pack over in the Move group, tonight at midnight, I believe, would be the end of when you can register. So if any of y'all are doing that launch pack, make sure that you click on the link and you register. And you're going to see, I'm going to put in some recipes in here and ask some of y'all to share some of yours as well. But again, this is going to be more about learning how our symptoms are actually telling us things and how we have more control of our life. Then it's not going to be, this isn't weight loss driven, this is health driven. And of course, you're going to lose weight if you get healthy and you'll feel better than ever. So I know, okay, I did say the folic acid thing. I know that I have missed a lot, but it's okay. That was a lot. I don't know how I've gone for 30 minutes. So this, okay, I'll finish explaining a little more on here. There is a square on here that says watch methylation training video live week 1. That was tonight. You print this out, you can cross that out. There's your bingo square. There's other amazing things on here. Get a minimum of 7 hours of sleep. Find a healthy, clean genes type of recipe and post it in the group, right? We're gonna give ingredients for every single gene, what it likes, what it doesn't like. Add an organic food item, drink half my body weight in ounces of water, and meditate for 5 minutes, purge for 3. Not gonna go over talking about that right now, but let me tell you right now, meditation is not weird. It's something I used to think was weird, and I had a friend challenge. Finally, I listened when someone explained it to me, and I said, you know what? That's in the good book. So it's not weird. And there is really something to it, to what it does to your ability to stay grounded, which is what obviously what we're after. So this is going to be it for now because that's enough. But print out those 2 things. I would love it. I'm not going to be on y'all's case to be active, but I really want y'all, to be active in this group. You know what? Let's see. How do I, where is my, there we go. Let me come back. See, I'm learning something new. Okay, so I would love, there's only like 30 something of us in here. This is a private group. So I want to really ask y'all if you'll post what you scored 2 and above on. I want to get a feel, if we've got 38 members in here and everybody, the majority of you have a DAO issue, then I want to do more there. So I want to know what your categories of the 7 genes are that have 2 or more. If you're willing to share it in the group, post it in the group. If you just want to private message it to me or just do message to the group, that's fine too, or to me. And then any of these, I didn't put on here or post in the group, you know, because that's not what this is about. I don't want any of y'all to feel weird, but you know how much you will love it if others do. So let's all do that together. Okay. Just make this, the more the better. Just something really cool. I have a good feeling about this. So y'all have an amazing Sunday night. Oh, I told you I was gonna check to see if there was any questions. And there's not. So y'all have a blessed evening and we'll talk soon. Bye.